gonna be delighted, get excited.
Maybe, but not a lot.
You're gonna see a whole lot of magic. Look at this trick and that trick. And when he says it's not a lot, you'll agree it's such a lot. He's the man who says, hold on,
Thank you. What a nice audience. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, gang. Nice to meet you. Welcome to another one of these magic shows where everything is, of course, very organised. Oh, I'm just kidding. Some people write in, and say, where do you find this motley crew, this thing we call the jury? They're here on your behalf, of course, to make sure that we don't cheat by using any camera tricks, which we never do, or stooges, which we don't have to. We've got this lot. And, but to be honest, I never know where the BBC find you. Where are you from, Mrs. Woman?
Wimbledon Park.
Oh, Wimbledon Park?
Yes.
Oh, one knows it well, yes. Down the road, turn right. I see. And where are you from, sweetheart?
What's Spencer's?
You are not allowed to sit there and say Marks and Spencer's when you're wearing C&A outfits. That's tidy, that's up and advertised, all of them. Well, we're going to go along to the end of the row so that people at home get the best shot. Hello, what's your name?
Matthew Lee.
Matthew?
Lee.
Lee?
Yes.
OK. Where are you from originally, your roots?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong? Ha! Ne ho ma panyao.
Hoa, hoa.
Hoa, hoa, yeah. What does hoa, hoa mean? I know what, no, anyway, I just... Sorry, muk dao means wooden head. I have just impressed the producer no end, because he didn't know I knew all that. I lived in Hong Kong for 2 years.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, how you know?
Well, from one of the show.
From one of the shows? You know I live in Hong Kong?
Well, maybe Parkinson, I think.
Yeah, oh, yeah, long time ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago, yeah, long time ago. Maybe I'm your father.
Oh, no. Definitely not.
No. Silly idea, though, eh? OK, right. Now, number one's on. Tell you what we do. Can I just cut these cards and show the people at home? Enough of the frivolity. Let's just show the people at home that they really are all different. It doesn't matter where you cut the cards. Cut them anywhere, all different. All you do, Mr. Lee, is just stick your finger in and take one of those out, OK? Oh, I'll tell you what, here, have a free choice that way. Just,
all right.
OK? Fine. Now, you have a card. What you do, you just show the people at home on camera number 4. OK? Yeah, he, sam, say. Camera number say. OK, there, right?
Yeah.
Now, 7 of hearts. Good, you got the right one. Now, this is important. See, if he shows it over there, I can see it as well. Now, what you do with that is you just put it back in the pack anywhere at all. Just put it back. And we're going to put the pack back in the box. Now, this is important, and I think what we'll do is use this young man. What's your name?
Ian.
Ian. And where are you from?
Well, I work in London, but I come from Yorkshire.
You work in London, but you come from Yorkshire. Stood up. A Yorkshireman. Nice to meet you. What part of Yorkshire?
Hull.
Hull, sit down. Now, this is... No. Come. Just stood up here, Ian, of Hull. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to hold that hand out like that, with that in there. Now, you keep that there. That's important. Because I'm going to give Mr. Lee this. OK? Right. Now, this could start a whole new tongue. What you do, you just keep that there, stood up. Right, now you stood up there, you see. Now what you do, don't bring it down yet, and don't put your finger on the trigger until I say so. Okay. The gun is loaded, OK? When you point it in this direction, OK? You are going to shoot through the pack of cards, OK? OK. And then you are going to shoot all the way through there, and your card will appear in one of the balloons.
Okay.
Good slick. Good, right. Pardon? Shoot?
Shoot the pack.
Shoot the pack. Yep. Yes. Sorry, I should have said that. Yeah. Hey, you're doing better than I am at this. Great. Fabulous. Yeah, great. You keep that there, Mr. Lee. OK. And now we begin the great Mr. Lee. Now, sorry. Go over here. You come over here. And here we have the lovely McGee, Mr. Lee. OK. Now, you have a choice of 3 balloons. The red one, the yellow one, the... Go away. I should do it myself, because it's a bit odd having a young lady standing there like this. Now, this is important. Cheeky. OK, now, could you just come forward a bit more? Put it in line, hold the pack in line, you see. Perfect, OK? Hey, you're all right there, little lad. Right, now then. Now, Mr. Lee, you now have choice of 2 balloons. Red balloon or blue balloon. Either balloon is your choice. And when you make this choice of the... any balloon. Any balloon. Who did this? Any balloon. Now, Mr. Lee, you choose any balloon so long as it's blue. Okay.
No choice.
You have no choice. Of course you have. This one. Now, don't panic. Don't panic. In 1 hour, the studio will be clear. Right. Now, Mr. Lee, what we do now, she loves me not. There is a target here, okay? You aim through pack at target. I count to 3. In Chinese, yak yi sam. Okay, I count to sam, okay? And you fire at center of target. Card will appear here, okay? Now take aim. Do not fire till I say 3, okay? On. Are you ready? That just occurred to me, I'm behind the target. 2, 3. The subject of our experiment this week in the laboratory conditions is extrasensory perception. Now, the art of extrasensory perception may or may not exist, and scientists are constantly investigating the paranormal. And they use these things. Now, these are plain cards with simple symbols drawn on them, printed on them. And here's a star, set of wavy lines, a square, a cross, and a circle. There's a matching set here, but they're mixed up. And you are? Your name is?
Joan.
Joan Freeman. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a psychologist.
Right. And that is why you are involved in this test. You see, the BBC chose you from the jury because they thought you may or may not have come across this sort of thing before. Have you tried any of this before?
I haven't, but I'm very interested.
Are you? Well, what we're going to do is we'll use a camera over the top, looking down all the time, so the people at home can see nothing untoward happens. And the reason you're here as an independent member is so that you can see across the table in the other direction that nothing happens. And, of course, being from the public, you are not involved with me in any way at all. Fine. You can choose either set. It doesn't matter which set. You pick up the complete set of 5. You pick them up. And I want you to mix them up, preferably on top of the table. I don't mind if you turn them face down, all right? And you mix them up again if you want to. And you just put them down here. That's my set, okay? No, over here. And then you pick the setup that was remaining, okay? And you mix those up as well, on top of the table. That's the idea. Now, what I want you to do now is put them down on the table and decide again. Do you want this packet or that packet? It really doesn't matter because they do match, but some people like to change their minds.
I'd like this packet.
Okay. Now, what I want you to do is pick your packet up, but spread them out, but don't let anyone upstairs in that camera see what's going off. You spread them out and you get a mental image. Now, I'm thinking of one of these cards. Don't take your card out yet, all right? Just get a mental image of one of the cards. I'm going to place down, I think I'll place down that one, all right? Now, I've placed a card here. I want you to do the same. I want you to put one of your cards face down here without anyone seeing what it is at all. Keep your cards well away. That's fine. Now, you placed it there, all right? Now, let's consider what's happened here. I put a card down here first.
Yes.
All right? You couldn't have known at all, right, what it was going to be. In other words, it was a random choice.
Yes.
A random choice.
Yes.
Fine. Turn your card over. Turn my card over.
Oh.
Now that's random, but that's what you're trying to do. Again, but you keep your cards angled this way. You could bring your hand there, but angle the cards that way so that the cameras cannot see what you're doing, all right? Now, again, I want you to decide on one of the cards. It doesn't matter which one to me, all right? I'm going to, I don't know. I'm going to pick that one, and I'll put it there. Okay. Now, you have placed the card there, and remember, we're going to try and match them all.
Yes.
Which would be practically
Amazing.
impossible.
Yes.
Yes, it would be impossible.
Yes.
Let's create a little suspense. I'm going to take this one. All right, now, I really don't know now. I think if I take this one, now this time I want you to really, really concentrate. What do you think that is? Okay, you sure?
That's what I think it is. Yeah.
Okay, put that one down last. Now, this is important. This has got to be done at fingertips. I want you to take your cards like this. See how I pick them up like that?
Yeah.
Fine. Square them up, and you're going to deal your top card there,
Right.
and then there, then there, then there. And I'm going to do the same here. But you must do it very clearly so the camera upstairs can see what's going on. Okay?
Right.
Go. You deal the first card, the second card, the third card, the fourth card. All right?
Right.
So we've dealt them out, and in fact, my cards, I don't know whether you noticed, went pop, 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 down onto the table just before yours did.
Yes. Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So, let's have a look at mine first. Now, if I turn these over like that, let's just see how close you got, because that was a random choice.
Very interesting.
Very
Yes.
random, okay?
Yes.
Turn that over and let's see. Now, that is a coincidence. No, that's a coincidence, you know? I mean, to get two right is a coincidence. Would you just turn the next one over?
Good.
Well, you shuffled both the piles,
Oh, yeah.
okay, and then we decided independently, and always my card went on the table first.
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, that's interesting. Now, that's phenomenal,
Yes.
which only leaves that one, which is also correct, and all that happened under laboratory conditions. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you're used to seeing many novel acts on this show, but this next act is one that, if you want to, you can dash off into the kitchen straight after the show and try it out for yourself. That's if you're silly enough to try it out for yourself, because the man is an expert. He's also one of the fastest acts in show business. He is Eric Brenn. in Ballyhoo Corner. Why are we in Ballyhoo Corner? Are we here to show you this miracle? Of course we are. But we are also here to show you something else, as we usually do behind the curtain. We'll keep that for later. This is not unrelated, however. As you can see, we have got here a pole, and over here we've got another pole. From a distance, they look like Czechoslovakians. The old jokes out of it. Oh, these are coconuts, by the way. I've got a lovely bunch of, made them famous. Now, what I'm going to do now is show you how to hypnotise a coconut. Could you just step to two sides, form two parties, and then you'll be able to concentrate. Just move in here, into this area here, that's fine, and you come round a little around there, that's fine. Now, I want you to watch this closely. You, at the start, had to think swing, and this will start to swing backwards and forwards. You have to think stop, and this will stand still. And then, when I snap my fingers, I want you to reverse your thinking. You think stop, and this will stop swinging. You think swing, and this will swing. Now, we'll just give that a test. I mean, it's the power of your mind that is doing this today. The power of your mind. So, I want you all to think swing. Wouldn't it be a miracle if that went backwards and forwards?
It would be a miracle.
Thank you, sir. It would be a miracle, the man said. Fine. Think swing, you think stop. Pay attention, I'm talking to you. Right. Okay. Think swing. See? It's swinging. Now think of the word stop, and in about 3 minutes it will. But supposing you thought stop and it stopped quicker than that. Think swing. This one will swing. You think stop. It's the power of your minds that is doing it. They're both swinging. Concentrate on the word stop. It has stopped. Now concentrate on the word swing. You think of the word stop. That's it. Now you see they're both swinging. Now you are stopping yours with the power of your mind. Mrs. Woman, come here. Come here, come round the stand. That's the idea. You've stepped right through. That's it. Now look. All you've got to do is concentrate. Come here. Come down here with me. Concentrate on the word stop. Now, think swing. See? And you're swinging it. Now, think stop on this one. And you'll stop it stone cold dead in its tracks. You've done it. Isn't that amazing? The power of your mind. Step right through there, madam. Step back to your place in the auditorium. The reason we asked you up here is to prove that there are, in fact, no cottons, no strings, and you're watching very closely. What has this got to do with what is behind the curtain? Let me tell you what it's got to do. Well, these were swinging, and what is behind there is swinging as well. In behind this curtain, which I shall reveal to you in a moment, is what happens when a magician has sawn a woman in half, and the whole trick is a failure. You'll finish up with a couple of leftover bits. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you at home as well, that what you're about to witness here, behind this curtain, used to be an old sideshow illusion. You'd find it in the fairgrounds, that's where you'd find it. You would find it in little circuses and things like that. It is not, I repeat, not a camera trick, it is a genuine, living, half a woman. And you look at this. Now, there's half a woman. You can see all the way under there, round there, and all that. And in further proof, because some people think that's a little odd, let me go right underneath it and prove to you that this is a genuine, living, half a woman. Now, all right, sweetheart? Just move it around a little bit like that, you see. Half a woman. She lives, she breathes. She lives, she breathes, and she's available for parts in half a sixpence. Ha! Can I just take this as well? And to prove that this half woman lives and breathes, she takes that and she blows to prove that she can breathe. She blows bubbles, which gives us, thank you, Amanda, a direct clue to my next guest. A gentleman who does an act so charming that when I saw him in Las Vegas, I said, we've got to have him on the magic show. He flew over. He's here. He is Tom Noddy.
What we have here is a caterpillar bubble. See his antenna on the top, don't you? His blue eyes. And these guys can boogie, too. I'll tell you what I do. I do bubbles inside of bubbles, smoke bubbles, clear bubbles inside of smoke bubbles inside of clear bubbles, inside-out bubbles, yin-yang bubbles, caterpillar bubbles, love bubbles, and a bubble cube. And the yin-yang bubble is a double bubble, a smoke bubble and a clear bubble, with a clear bubble and a smoke bubble and a smoke bubble and a clear bubble. It's my most difficult trick to talk about. And I'll show you bubbles inside of bubbles. Okay, well, bubbles inside of bubbles. How about bubbles outside of bubbles? This next one I'd like to demonstrate for you is the love bubble. Now, many of you may already know that love is one of the most difficult tricks. Especially when you're looking for real love. We want oneness here. Well, to get love, you have to overcome surface tension. A scientist told me that. That's true. Real love is oneness. Oh, well, you've had that happen before. Try that again. First. I'll show you now the Galactica bubble. Those were snow bubbles. That one tastes terrible the first couple of years. I'm not recommending that to you. But I'll show you now the inside-out bubble. And the inside-out bubble is a cheap trick. Remember, I warned you about this. But it is an inside-out bubble. So you start with an ordinary bubble like this. Then if you take it back into here like that and turn this around. Inside out, it's a cheap trick. One of the problems with my act is I have to light up cigarettes to do it. Cigarettes don't really make them any stronger or any lighter. They don't help in any way. And so then children know not to smoke cigarettes to try this, but you can try everything else. I did try to quit smoking, but I didn't want to quit the act. For a while, I would only smoke when I was doing smoke bubbles. That didn't work. I needed a bubble after every meal. This one, though, is called the Wonderland bubble. It's Wonderland because it gets curiouser and curiouser. Thank you. This next one I'm going to demonstrate, I demonstrated at a university in California, UCSC, for a mathematics lecture. The lecture was called Soap, Film, Beer Bubbles, and Fluid Mechanics, Major Challenges in the History of Mathematics. I admit I didn't understand a lot of what the man was talking about. A friend of mine was a physics major, and I told him I was going to do a bubble cube. And he thought about that. He knows that bubbles are minimal surface structures. That's why they pull into spheres. It's the smallest, most economical form they can take. So I told him I was going to do a cube, and he thought about that and said, no, that would be impossible. Impossible. Well, he was a physics major with an incomplete understanding of physics, which many of us have, which all of us have. Nothing is impossible. Now I'd like to show you one that a friend of mine, a musician that traveled with me for a while, started picking up bubbles, and he came up with this one. He calls it the carousel bubble. show you some of the newer things. I'll attempt to do sort of state-of-the-art here in bubble magic. The carousel bubble inside of a bubble. Good. I have just one more I want to show you. This one is the, the two-story carousel. There are 8 million stories in this carousel. This will be 2 of them. Bubble magic, no illusions, real magic.
I'm 5'6" and they call me Mr. Big. I have planned the perfect robbery. And the band have just run out of music. To have a perfect robbery, you've got to have thieves, of course, who, in fact, can carry out the robbery without knowing each other. You've got to have something to steal.
Diamonds, rubies, gold bars.
This chick has left her motor running. This is a strongbox in which we shall place the items to be stolen later. A gold bar. A wad of money. A silver cup. A gold bracelet. And a diamond necklace. All placed inside a light-proof strongbox. Split, kid. I had a car with the same problem. Loose chassis. Now, I'd like you to meet 3 members of our jury who've been to the wardrobe department where they've been rigged up as thieves. Something very odd here. This one, I understand, a classic burglar disguise. This, of course, the gentleman Raffles type person. And this one, I don't know what kind of a thief you are. What kind of a thief are you, sir?
I don't know.
You don't know? Let's have a look at your briefcase. Oh, yes. A well-known robber. Right. Put that there. Well, now, in fact, you 3 gentlemen are going to be given names, okay? And the names you're going to be given are these 3. First, Willie Whippet. Secondly, Furtive Fred. And last, but by no means least, Sneaky Pete. I, of course, will have no knowledge of who is going to be who. What I'm going to do is mix these up and, in fact, give them to one of these men. I'd like you to mix them up as well and share them out between you so that nobody knows, not even you know, who you are. And don't open those cards until I say so. Now, I'm going to give them robbery instructions also. On the robbery instructions, it says things like, Furtive Fred, take the cup. Willie Whippet, take the necklace. Things like that, you know? Let's have a look at another one. What's this one say? Furtive Fred, take the money. Sneaky Pete, take the bangle. That kind of thing. I don't want you to look at your instructions until I say so, okay? You have that. You have that. You have that. Now, 3 different sets of instructions. But again, I repeat, I don't know who you are. Keep that a secret. I'm going to go over there. And when I go over there, I want you to sneakily look at who you are and sneakily look at your instructions to see what you've got to steal. And then, as dramatically as possible, go over to the swag box over there and take the swag. Put it in the bag, close the bag, keep it a secret. Don't let anybody know. And that way, we'll have the perfect crime. You've got a bag under your chair, so have you, in case of emergency. I shall go over here. Now, I'd like you to look at your names, look at your instructions, keep it a secret. And having done that, burglar number 1, the gentleman at this end, I want you to carry out your instructions now. The gentleman burglar in the middle. And now the chap at the other end dressed as a taxman. In every perfect crime, there's always a snag. It has suddenly occurred to me what the snag is in this crime. It's too perfect. I don't know who my thieves are. I do not know what they have stolen because I don't know who got which name for which instructions. How can I solve this mystery? There is only one way, and that is by becoming... Sherlock Daniels. And now, I must quiz my suspects. Notebook in hand, I look for clues. Gentlemen, I must ask you some very personal questions. Keep your bags clutched so I couldn't possibly know what's inside. Your names are covered. I couldn't possibly know who you are. What is your normal occupation?
I'm a lab technician.
You are a what?
Laboratory technician.
A laboratory technician. Sorry, sir, I thought you cleaned toilets. Thank you. Fine. Laboratory technician. You, sir, underneath that disguise, that fake beard, what have you got?
Me.
Another fake beard. Right. What is your occupation?
I'm an accountant.
An accountant who in his spare time does Charles Chaplin impressions. See that? Well, sir, I have to say this in all honesty. I strongly suspect from the clues that you three have provided me, and despite the fact I couldn't possibly have known what your names are, I couldn't possibly have known what you stole. You must agree, and so must the audience here, and so must the jury, witnesses to the robbery. So I, Sherlock Daniels, claim that you, sir, must be Willie Whippet. Are you Willie Whippet?
I'm Willie Whippet.
You are Willie Whippet. Okay. I was close. And you stole the necklace, I believe.
That's right.
Can I have it back?
Sir?
You're not allowed to keep the goods once I've solved the crime. Good grief, he's tied the bag up. Shout, hip, hip, hooray. There we go. The cigar is obviously real, but the nose is false. So, you must be furtive, Fred. Are you furtive, Fred?
I am.
And therefore you stole the gold, I believe.
I did.
Take it out of the bag. Let's have a look. Let's make absolutely certain that you did steal the gold. Now, once again, we have it back. And last, as you sit there disguised as a zebra crossing, just be very honest, sir. From the evidence given as your normal occupation, I conclude that you must be Pete.
Absolutely.
And you stole the gold bangle.
Yes, that's correct.
How could I possibly have known that you stole these objects? It's very simple. It was magic. And if you tune in next week, there will be more magic. Another one.